Hello guys, in today's video, choosing between DOOGEE phones can be really tricky, especially with the two new models like the DOOGEE Fire 7 Pro and the Fire 7 Ultra that look so similar at the first glance. But don't worry, we broke down every detail to help you decide which one suits your needs. Let's dive into the specs, features and differences between DOOGEE Fire 7 Pro vs Fire 7 Ultra in this comparison video review. The DOOGEE Fire 7 Pro and the Fire 7 Ultra comes in almost identical color option boxes, the only difference being that the Fire 7 Ultra model comes in a larger box with a little more content inside. So let's start unboxing the smaller box containing the Fire 7 Pro model. The first thing when we open the box is a user manual along with a few other paperwork and a SIM pin. This is our smartphone. Then we have USB-C charging cable, solid and reliable. And to keep things running efficiently, there is also a 33-watt fast charger, always great to see a proper charger included these days. Now let's start unboxing the larger box containing the Fire 7 Ultra model. We come across the user manual along with a few other paperwork and a SIM pin. This is our smartphone. Then we have USB-C charging cable, and there is also a 33-watt fast charger. But then the Fire 7 Ultra takes it a step further. In addition to everything we already mentioned, you also get the desktop charging dock and dedicated walkie-talkie headset. And right there you start to understand that this is not just a phone but something much more specialized. For example, the DOOGEE desktop charging dock is not just a classic charger but a practical solution that turns the phone into a stable base station for everyday use. It allows easy charging without fitting with the cables, while the device stands upright and is always ready to quickly view notifications or use the Intercom function. It especially comes to the fore in work and team environments, where the phone becomes a central communication tool that is always in the place and ready for action. Furthermore, this dedicated walkie-talkie handset additionally emphasizes how much this device is focused on communication in real conditions and not just a classic phone use. It enables hands-free conversation, which is extremely practical when you are on the move in the field or doing something where you can't constantly hold the phone in your hand. With a clear and loud sound transmission, it feels like you are using professional audio equipment and not just a smartphone accessory. Both devices are big and heavy, and that's the fact you can't ignore. Almost 400 grams in the Pro model and even more in the Ultra version means you feel them in your pocket, but that's a trade-off that comes with a huge battery and extra hardware. The buttons are hard, precise and made to be used even with gloves. The side fingerprint button works quickly and reliably, and the additional programmable button is something you will eventually use at the time, whether for the light, camera or intercom. On top of the Ultra model, we find a dedicated programmed SOS button for emergencies, which can activate light, sound or even a call to emergency service. The Ultra also has a side polo pin connector on the side, which is also different. The difference is also in the appearance of the back. While the Ultra model is dominated by the large and powerful speaker, the Pro model has upgraded its back with a powerful LED light. Both phones use 6.6-inch IPS LCD panel with a resolution of 720 by 1612 and refresh rate of 19 Hz. And now we come to the part where we have to be honest, this is not a screen that will impress someone coming from the flagship device. The resolution is not high, but in a real use, this is not as much of an issue as you think. YouTube, social networks, the web, everything looks good enough. The large diagonal gives a good sense of space, and the 19Hz refresh rate makes the scrolling smooth and pleasant. And that is actually more important than the resolution itself. The brightness over 400 nits means that the screen is usable outdoors, but it does not excel in bright sunlight. You have to shade it a little or increase the viewing angle, but it is readable. The 60 megapixel front camera on both phones does not interfere too much with the viewing content. For everyday scrolling and YouTube, this is a screen that is more than good enough but not spectacular. However, I'm sure that the most users of such phones will be more than satisfied. Both devices use the same chipset and memory configuration. On the paper, the Dimensity 6300 may not sound like anything special, but as soon as you start using the device, you understand that why this particular chipset has chosen. This is a processor that does not try to be the fastest, but the most stable. In everyday work, the phone responds quickly and predictably. Opening applications is instantaneous in most cases, and even when loading something more demanding, there is no feeling that the system is thinking for too long. Multitasking with the 8GB of RAM is more than enough for most users, which can be virtually expanded up to 24GB of RAM. And what I especially like is that the applications remain in memory longer than you would expect in this segment. 256GB of internal memory and the possibility of upgrading with the memory card is here. YouTube, which is a real test for most users, works perfect stable. Social networks also work without problems. Instagram, Facebook and similar apps can be demanding due to the constant loading of the content, but here everything runs without a hitch. Gaming is possible, but is not the focus. You can play, but you will not get the maximum settings or the highest frame rate. However, what is more important is that there is no overheating after prolonged use. The device remains relatively cool, which is rare for rugged phones. And this is where we come to the key point. This chipset is built to last and be reliable, and combined with a huge battery, it makes perfect sense. Both devices come with a 13,000 mAh battery, and this is something that really changes the way you use it. This is not a phone that you charge every night. This is a device that can withstand days and days of use without any problems. In real-world use, it managed to get several days of autonomy without any problems, even with active use, and when you need it, there is a 33-watt fast charging as well as reverse charging if you need to charge other devices. The Fire 7 Pro honestly surprised me with its dual LED camping lights. This is not some weak light like we see on other phones. This is a serious 1200 lumen light that can easily illuminate the area around you. When I use it at night, I feel like it was holding a small flashlight, not a phone. The three modes of operation, standard light, flash and SOS, makes it really useful in various situations: camping, working in the night, in the dark, and even emergencies. This is a feature that is not just marketing. On the other hand, the Fire 7 Ultra surprised me with the powerful 125 decibel loudspeaker. It immediately becomes clear that this model is designed to work in noisy and demanding conditions. The sound is really excellent, clear and clean without distortion. Listen to it. Both devices have a 64 megapixel main camera that provides good photos with enough detail and correct colors in daytime conditions. Fire 7 Pro stands out with a 20 megapixel night vision camera which enables visibility in complete darkness, which is useful for outdoor adventures and security situations. On the other hand, Fire 7 Ultra focuses on stability and reliability with additional AI optimization but does not have night function. The both phones supports video recording in 2K resolution. The Fire 7 Pro and Fire 7 Ultra run on Android 15, which brings the latest features and security updates with a clean and responsive user interface without unnecessary extras. Navigation is fast, gestures are precise, and advanced features such as split screen and app cloning are supported in everyday use, whether it's WhatsApp, emails, YouTube, photography or navigation. Both models provide a smooth, fast and reliable experience without lag. In addition, both devices have NFC support for contactless payment via Google Pay. Wireless connections include Wi-Fi 6 for stable and fast internet connection and a Bluetooth 5.2 which provides better energy efficiency and more stable connection with the wireless headphones, smartwatches. In terms of navigation, both devices support multiple satellite systems, GPS, GLONASS, Galileo and Beidou, which allows for precise positioning even in challenging conditions such as narrow city streets or dense forest. The intercom functions on the Fire 7 devices works like a modern walkie-talkie, enable instant communication by pressing the side button or the one on the screen. As with the classic walkie-talkie devices, users can talk and listen without having to dial a number or wait for the answer. The Fire 7 Pro uses the network for this communication, which enables connection over long distances. The Fire 7 Ultra additionally provides a Bluetooth walkie-talkie function that works even without the network for local communication in remote areas. This combination makes the intercom on this device extremely practical and reliable for different situations. In short, the intercom function is a sophisticated walkie-talkie tool adapted to modern needs. But what makes these two phones special is the world of everyday use in their durability. Both are certified according to the IP68 and IP69K standards, which means that they are waterproof and dustproof, able to survive immersion up to 1.5 meter deep for 30 minutes, as well as a powerful jet of water. After all, it's clear that the Fire 7 Pro and the Fire 7 Ultra aren't just ordinary phones for compare base of specs that represent completely different approach to use. Fire 7 Pro is your perfect ally for every day, ready to make your life easier everywhere, anytime, whether you are on the move or in the complete darkness. Flexible, powerful and ready to respond to your everyday individual needs. On the other hand, the Fire 7 Ultra was created for true professionals and teams that demand flawless communication, coordination and instant communication without compromise. This isn't a show phone, this is a tool that always gets the job done, without fail or excuse. When you choose between them, you are not just choosing a device, you are choosing an entire lifestyle and a way of working. Do not miss the opportunity, take advantage of promotional offers and be one of the few who have the power of these amazing devices. The offer is limited, so don't wait. The sales link are below this video. Grab your DOOGEE today. That's all for now. We'll see you soon in the next video review. Until then, be sure to like and subscribe. Bye.